This is the Impressions Exchange Podcast. Where all topics impacting the graphic imaging and printing industry are addressed via in-depth news coverage, analysis, and timely interviews.
Hi, I'm Denise Gustavson, Editorial Director for NAPCO Media and the guest host for this special Printing Impressions podcast series in celebration of Women's History Month, highlighting the women in the printing industry. During this series, I'll have the opportunity to talk with women from all segments of the industry about their experiences and their journey as a woman in the print industry. So today, it's my pleasure to welcome Kristin Lanzarone. She's the owner of WrapStar Pro. So Kristin, welcome.
Hi.
So as we're getting started, can you give me a little bit about your company and what you exactly do there? I mean, obviously you're the owner, so what is it you do exactly?
So we do anything from printing, designing, production, installation, and I've been doing this since 2013. I'm started my 9th year, and it just keeps growing every day, and I love it. I'm so grateful to be where I'm at today.
Well, congratulations,
it's awesome.
9 years.
Thanks.
So now my question is, how'd you get started? And I don't think it's something you woke up one morning and said, I want to be in printing. So how'd you get started?
Yeah, I know it's definitely something I didn't wake up to say, hey, let's do printing. I really wanted to be a police officer, and I went through all that, have a degree in criminal justice and interior design. Unfortunately, those cards didn't play for me. So at that time, I was doing a media marketing business in motorsports, where I was doing driver websites, designing autograph cards, sponsorship packet proposals. I was doing press releases and motorsports photography. At that time, I had an option to take a current brand design I did for a driver to put it on their race car. And so I decided to take that next step and worked with our graphics guy, created the layout, helped him print it. That was a huge thing for me because I didn't know anything about vectors at that point. So I was designing everything in Photoshop, which is obviously is flat images, to something that wasn't able to be scalable. So I quickly learned how to do vectors. I self-taught on CorelDRAW. And then I did the first wrap, and I said, I really want to do this. I'm such a hands-on person. I'm not in a lot of press releases during the week, about 50 press releases a week.
Oof.
Yeah, it was too much. And I had to get up and be moving. So once I did the second race car, I was like, this is what we're going to do. So got the machine, got the laminator, started working race car by race car. And now today I do mostly commercial fleets. So.
Awesome. That is a great way to start. But It's also great that you recognized in yourself that you really wanted to be hands-on, because I know for a lot of people, especially those starting, they don't know what they want to do. They don't know where their strengths are. But to recognize that, early on, I think that's really beneficial for you, because then you can set your path.
Yep. And it's just really cool to see, do your design and you get to watch your design come to life. And every single job is different. And that's what I love about this industry. It's just every job is different and is not the same over and over, except for, the commercial fleet contracts. They're about the same from vehicle to vehicle. It's still amazing. And every day I'm super excited about being at work and doing all my stuff. So
that's great. So, they say that, if you're passionate and you love what you do, then it's really not work. And so obviously that's definitely true with you.
Yes, absolutely.
As you're moving your way through your career, you're 9 years in, have there been anyone or anything that's really helped you to get where you are today, with your knowledge and with building a business? To get through, there's so many people that have been a part of my growth, and not all of them are still here today. Mm-hmm. I've had some really good close friends that were business mentors, life mentors that were helping me get through being a business owner and being independent and a single mom, that were always there by my side to encourage me to keep pushing me forward. There were times I want to throw the towel in, and they were like, no, that towel is being thrown right back at you, keep working harder. And then my mom is a huge staple. She is the reason to help me get my son from school and hold on to him so I can, work a little bit later and then pick him up and take him to soccer practice and all that kind of stuff. But definitely my son is my pure motivation. He's the reason why I work so hard and continue to grow, because I want to give him the best life, the best future that I can. And, maybe if he wants to take on the business in the future, then that's cool. If not, I'm okay with that. But those key people that are big influences in my life with the business. And obviously another thing is my faith.
my faith, I strongly believe, has got me to where I am today, and I'm super grateful for it.
Yeah, those support systems, family, faith, friends, I mean, those are so critical to all of us. I mean, man or woman, that's what we really need to make sure that we can get through whatever we get thrown at or whatever's thrown
Absolutely.
at us. I mean, because we all deal with different challenges, different trials and tribulations. Everybody's a little different, but to have that help, that makes the most, it makes the road a little bit smoother, at least in some cases.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, for you as a working mom, I mean, that's challenging in of itself. I mean, and you are a business owner. So have you ever felt that you've needed to pick career or family? Has that been a challenge for you?
It's a challenge to juggle both, absolutely. But unfortunately, I didn't have a choice to choose family, or obviously I wasn't going to push my kids to the side. During my lowest of lows, which is after like my divorce, I had a choice, and I had a choice. I could have been in bed every day and completely depressed and pushed my clients away. But because my child, he's the reason, I got up every day, and I needed to be strong, and I needed to be independent, and I needed to figure this out, and I needed to continue to work hard and, build this business. That way, as an independent and a single mom, I can provide the best for us, and so that we don't struggle and stuff like that. So it's definitely a challenge. And I hope that my story can influence other people as well.
No, it can. And I mean, obviously it's something that I think all women struggle with, that career path or the family path, or how do you balance both? Because you want to do what's right for your family. You want to do what's right for your business.
Yep.
But the printing industry is very heavily male. So there's also that against us in a way, because sometimes with men, they don't have to make that choice.
True. I mean, unless they're single dads, then it's similar.
Yeah,
but,
similar choice, but
it goes both ways too. But it is a very heavy male dominant industry, and yeah, being a female and having families and kids and stuff, it definitely makes it a challenge.
Now, have you faced any kind of challenges or discrimination because you're a woman, maybe with the clients that you're working with or in other situations?
Not so much. I've been pretty lucky. I haven't faced any of that.
That's great.
But I had some challenges like in the motorsports industry, because that's also a male dominant industry as well. And they all have wives and girlfriends and fiancés and stuff. So me being a female wrapping their significant other's car was always a challenge, because like there were some insecurities and there were some, jealousy, because they felt like I had their attention, but I was just doing my job. Like that was a very challenging task to figure out, because you didn't want to like hurt someone's feelings. So I would always have to go out of my way to make sure my client's significant other was happy and like comfortable, and I would communicate and talk to them, and then I would go have to do my job. But it was like a whole nother job to make sure they were okay, and it was just so weird, and it's bizarre. And I'm just glad I'm not in the racing industry anymore, because that was definitely something I didn't like,
to say the least. I mean that's dealing with two jobs, because then you're dealing with a psychiatrist on top of everything else. Basically. In a way.
Yeah, totally.
You're a leader, obviously. You're an owner of a company. How important is it for other young women that are starting in the industry to see women like yourself or other women leaders in those roles as leaders, as owners, people in, women in the C-suite? How important is it for that to be, for that to happen?
I think it's extremely important. And I think they can get past the whole male female deal in the industry, that they just continue to be focused and determined and strong, and not to don't be weak just to give up. Like I said, like I wanted to throw that towel in many times, and it was thrown right back at me, and I had to learn how to just keep going. Because like if one door closes, there's always another one that's going to open, and even the one that's closed, it may not have been the right time or wasn't meant to be, and there's always a reason for it. But having more females in our industry, I think it'll be really good for our industry. We can definitely use them, and it's trying to recruit them is a challenge, because I think some of them are a little intimidated, especially in the graphics installation world. It's all males, and it's hard work for sure.
It's definitely not easy work, to say the least, in any kind of that. How then do you deal with, some of the stereotypes? Because, women have to be aggressive. We have to be confident in these roles. How do you deal with some of those stereotypes, or even the stereotype of being a working mom?
I guess it doesn't really faze me much, because I think I've kind of like geared my mind to be like, this is work. And if there's any sort of stereotype, push those things aside. I just keep working. I try to like deflect those. It doesn't like knock me off my rails and stuff, but I don't know. It's just being that working mom thing has never really affected me. I just go, you know what, this is what I'm doing for my kid, and I'm working hard for it. And that's what I want to do.
And in a way, you're no different than a man. So, I mean, you've been involved with, the printing industry, the motorsports industry, very, very heavily male dominated. So how do you make sure that your voice is heard over, especially when you're in the middle, or even in installation? You said there's mostly men that's doing it. How do you make sure that you're heard over everybody else and that you're not drowned out?
I think it's a level of confidence. I would say is probably the most important, the top one. Like now I'm training and I'm teaching, instructing hands-on installations and certifying. So for me, it's like, I kept wanting to keep networking and meeting everybody and like, hey, I want to be in and help this industry. What can I do? And it's just little by little, like everybody was like vouching for me, like, hey, Kristin wants to help, use her. And that's how I got on the PDAA. And you know what? As a team, we recreated the whole PDAA certification, and it's super, it's stellar. It's hard, and it's great to be a part of that. But it's because I keep pushing myself, and having that confidence and being strong and just keep rolling. And I refuse that. Then when somebody said no, I'm still going to try. So on the install floor, it's like it's having a voice and speaking a level of confidence for them to respect you.
Now, I mean, as you said, it's hard to get people to come into the industry, whether it's a man or a woman. I mean, that's one of the things we're seeing across the board. So how do you think the industry, or even a company such as yourself, can help to appeal to more people, man or woman, coming into the industry?
Talking about it and kind of asking, like, I get a lot of people that are unsure what they want to do in life, and they come to me and they go, hey, I want to come work for you. And I'm like, all right, but this is like, I got to start weeding them out at that point. I do a kind of like a personality test. Like if you have ADHD or if you're OCD, like you're going to be the best candidate to be an installer, and like, are you attention to detail and stuff like that? Then I kind of start talking to them about it. It's really hard in this side of the industry. It's installers. It's more of a group of individuals that are extremely OCD. Like they little things that bother them because they know it's not perfect and it's not right, that they're going to go back to and fix it. Anybody who's kind of lazy or just have no desire, not motivated, aren't going to survive. Or
sloppy in some of, even how they dress or other things, you can see that might go into what they do as well.
Yeah, exactly. But then like I have a new installer right now, and she is the one. I'm on the road for 2 weeks, and she's able to keep my business running by printing. And like she was in for a 2-week crash course, like go over the printer, go over the laminator, which is like the most intimidating thing, which is also the hardest thing for me to give up to somebody else, knowing that some of the stuff is going to get messed up and it's going to have to get reprinted or whatever. But I put my trust in her. We talked about it, and I'm asking, are you comfortable? Would you be able to catch this or catch banding, and how do you fix that and stuff like that? So she had a level of confidence. It's all down to confidence and what their desire is, where they want to go in life.
And it's awesome that you can also mentor her, to teach
Absolutely.
her, and it's probably very rewarding for you as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
My final question is something I've been asking everybody is, what advice would you give to young women considering careers in the print industry today? Or what advice would you give the younger you before you entered or as you were entering the printing industry?
For the youth, like continue to strive and grow. and the sky is the limit. Get testing, like get certified, education is important. And the more certification you get, the more educated you are in understanding the industry. And probably at that point, doors of opportunity for other big companies and, career paths will be there. I just say, like, if it gets tough, don't be discouraged. Same thing as the towel being thrown back at me. But it's not the end of the career. There's always something waiting. And that door of opportunity is going to present itself at the right time. So just continue to strive and grow. Pretty much all I can say for them.
And that's good advice, though, to be persistent, to be willing to continue on, even if there are challenges, even if doors get closed, something will work out. Especially
Absolutely.
for those that are determined to be in this industry. There's so many opportunities available.
I mean, across the board, printing itself is just a huge thing. Like, it's not just vehicle wraps, it's everything. Paper printing and t-shirt printing, and it's all over the place.
So just need to make sure you're open to those possibilities and those opportunities.
Absolutely.
All right, Kristin, it was a pleasure talking with you today.
Thanks.
And thanks for taking some time out of your busy schedule, because I know you are
Thanks.
doing some PDA certification courses this week. So thank you again for taking some time to chat with me.
Hey, thank you, Denise. Thank you for the opportunity.